Hello, everybody. Welcome back to day 27 of the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge. Today, I'm going to be answering a question by QNikki. She asks, what's your favorite character in your story and who is the easiest to draw so far? So let's see. So first part of the question, what's your favorite character in your story? I'm assuming you mean just in general, including like writing and stuff. And I think so I don't know if this is technically cheating or like not answering the question, but it's just I can't decide if I like writing Tori or Thea more. I love them both as characters. They're so fun to write. And so I think my answer to which of my characters is a favorite is I can't decide between my two main characters, Tori and Thea, but my actual answer is that writing interactions between them is my favorite. Their relationship is my favorite character in this story. See, I don't know if that's cheating or not answering the question. Because they're both really fun characters separately, but together, they're just so entertaining. I absolutely love writing them interacting with each other. It's just because they bicker so much. It's just that Thea is a friendly, like chatty, exuberant slash outgoing character. And Tori is kind of stiff, aloof, doesn't really like want to be Thea's friend, and also just isn't very good at making idle chit chat or being warm and welcoming to people, especially strangers. And so they both get on each other's nerves. And it's mostly that Thea gets on Tori's nerves, but what I love the most about both of them is that they're both bastards. And so Thea is like, oh, I am going to tease and, not necessarily mock, but like jibe at Tori. And then Tori is like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna do exactly the same to you. So it's like they just tease each other, but like in the sense where it's like kind of insulting each other. I don't really know how to explain it, but it is, I guess maybe how I explain it is that it's bickering. It's just very fun to write about them. Just bickering and doing subtle and also not so subtle, making subtle and not so subtle insults at each other. And it makes their conversations so funny, fun, interesting. Because they could just be talking about the case, and then Thea says something, and Tori is like, oh my god, dude. And then for like a couple lines, they just like bicker, and then Tori is like, okay, anyways, as I was saying. And yeah, so I guess it's just it's fun for me to write. hopefully, and this is the one thing where I'm like a little nervous, is that hopefully it's also fun for other people to read. Um, you know, I guess that's just a worry that everybody has, is that the things they enjoy in their story will not be as entertaining or entertaining at all to the readers, and they'll be like, this is dumb, this is stupid, this is bad, blah blah blah. So yeah. And I intend for them to be friends. Like, this is a story of them solving a case and becoming friends. And so they're never like cruel to each other, because that's important to me. I don't like when friends are like cruel, like start out being like cruel and insulting and like really mean, and then okay, let me rephrase that. I don't like it when writers do a kind of like annoyance to friends relationship where the characters are actually like bullying each other, and it's like not like they're genuinely like hurting each other's feelings or something like that. And then it's like, if they start out like that, okay, but if they end up becoming friends and don't actually like change how mean they are to each other, or they do change how mean they are to each other, they become less mean, they act like normal friends, except they don't like make up for genuinely hurting each other's feelings or something. It's like, come on, man. So neither Tori nor Thea are like bullies. They're not cruel, they're not mean, but they are annoyances to each other because their personalities don't immediately mesh. And that's the thing, is when you're writing characters, and they're having interactions with each other, you have to take into consideration their personality complements. So, like, they're pretty opposite on, like, the surface level, but when it comes to their values and their morals and all of that, they're pretty the same. But it's the surface level, like, personality that clashes with each other. And so that's what I enjoy writing about, is just them trying to navigate a conversation without getting annoyed by the other person to the point where they're just like, whatever, and just like turns around and ignores them. They also kind of like, yeah, never mind. Okay, and so then the second half of the question is, who is the easiest to draw so far? And I think the answer to that question is the side character, Emily. If you've watched even a single episode of my 100 Days series, from like day 8 onward, I actually don't remember when I first drew Emily, but she is the little girl who is a ghost in her mother's house. So she died of cancer, and so she has a hospital gown-ish type dress on. I envisioned it as a hospital gown, but I didn't really bother putting so much detail into it because she is a one-off character. She won't be seen again. So I simplified her design, and I think that makes it easier to draw her because she really only has three pieces of clothing on, which is her scarf, her dress, and then her socks. And technically her socks are 2 pieces of clothing, but socks are considered a single item. It's a pair of socks. So she has 3/4 pieces of clothing, and so that's and they're all relatively simple shapes. I don't have anything like complicated to draw on her. Like, she's very simple. Her face also is very simple. Yeah, it's I think she is the easiest to draw. Partly because her outfit is simple, but also because she is a ghost. She is not beholden to gravity or normal human proportions. So that means I don't have to worry about whether, like, if she's standing, whether it looks like she's like properly holding up her weight, like if she's standing weird, like, you know, all of the anatomy things that make drawing people hard, which is like hands and proportions and the pose and all of that. So if I can just like draw her floating, it means that she's like a ghost. So her feet are like, her legs and her feet are like super long and like pointed, and her hands are absolutely huge. They're like, they're basically claws. I think that I'm gonna end up drawing her with only like 3 or 4 fingers, because when I'm drawing these ghosts slash poltergeists that you will show up throughout the story, I am much more concerned with silhouette and striking clear shapes. That's the word. Oh my god. Clear shapes and striking silhouette. So when I was concepting the ghosts and poltergeists, I was like, big hands that are pointy like claws. And then as I was trying to do like 5 fingers that are huge and kind of thin and pointy and like crooked, I'm like, oh, this isn't working. This is getting all muddled. You can't really tell one finger from the other. So I did reduce the number of fingers, so I think she'll only have like 4 fingers, which is 3, 1 thumb plus the other 3 fingers, 3 more fingers. So, I think Emily is the easiest to draw so far. She has a very simple design, and a design that I don't need to, it's very hard to fuck up her proportions, is basically what I'm saying, because her proportions are already fucked up. So it's super easy to just bullshit your way through a character design, drawing a character. I mean, when there isn't anything in reality for the reader to compare your character to. So, you know, normal people don't have really long legs with like super pointy feet and like really long arms with giant pointy claw hands, and so there's nothing for them to be like, hey, that doesn't look right, because it doesn't look right by design. And so if it doesn't look right by accident, no one will notice. Which means that it's super easy for me to just like quickly scribble out a sketch of her and stuff like that. So yeah. Hopefully I've answered your question to the best of my abilities. Thank you so much for asking. I have 2 of your questions that I'm going to be answering. This one, the one that you did just now, I answered, and then you asked another one, which I will be answering in the next video as well. If anyone else has questions about my story or art or comic making in general, I'd love to answer them. I am really open to also just like, you know, suggestions on topics as well, because I have 73 more of these to go. So, I'm definitely not going, I'm not, I don't have an abundance of things to talk about now. I have kind of exhausted my immediate pool of ideas and video topics. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe, you know, follow me on Twitter or Instagram at _monista_. That's all the self-promotion out of the way. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my god. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.